just saw William Byron and the number 24 team roll through the inspection station. It looks all clear. Those Liberty University colors look really nice on a cup car, don't they? We've seen these colors for a while now. Truck Series, Xfinity Series. Nice to see them on a cup car. Thank you to Liberty University for continuing to support William Byron and NASCAR.
Today we also want to pray a special prayer for the family of Officer Chase Maddox, who recently lost his life serving in the line of duty. Father, we ask that you will comfort his family, that you will give them the peace that passes all understanding, your peace. Father, help us today to honor his memory here at this race. And finally, Father, we ask that you will call this nation back to you, that we will turn our faces to you once again, come humbly before you and seek your face. And Father, as a result, you would heal this land, that you would bless this nation once again. Father, give us a wonderful day today at this race. Keep us all safe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
It's a good thing they're trying to get the race in here because William Byron, who's a college student, has a report to in school, homework Monday morning. So I hope he can get it done. So he'll be racing a little faster than others to get to the finish line and do his homework. It's a wide age range with the 36 drivers ready to go here in Atlanta.
Kyle Busch has his first Atlanta pole. He's a two-time winner here. Ryan Newman will start on the front row for the 12th time at Atlanta, a Toyota and a Chevrolet. Kevin Harvick led the most laps in the last 4 Atlanta races, didn't win any of them. Daniel Suarez, his best career start on any mile-and-a-half track. Brad Keselowski, last year's winner with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Then 3-time Atlanta winner Kurt Busch and Kyle Larson, the runner-up here last year. And rounding out the top 10, Clint Bowyer and Eric Jones, a veteran and last year's Rookie of the Year.
Let's dial up old Kevin Harvick. What do you say? Kevin Harvick, it's DW. You got me, buddy?
10-4.
Son, you got to be looking forward to this race. You won yesterday, and I polled every man, woman, and child that's on this property, and they say you're the guy to beat today. That's got to be a lot of confidence.
It is nice to sit in this Jimmy John's Ford knowing that you got a really fast race car and in a racetrack you're really comfortable with. So. But I've thought that for several years, and we've led a bunch of laps, and it always seems like something reaches out and bites us. So feel good about it today, and just got to go out and see what happens and run the race. But good to be sitting in here with a dry racetrack.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the track. We know you're freaky fast, but how about the track? Does it look like it's good to go?
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good down here.
Top 10.
Oh, William Byron trying to stay on the lead lap as they come to this competition caution.
Well, these are different air guns, you know, as we're using this year. The Paleo guns are different than what these guys were using last year.
Slow roller on the apron out of turn 4. I believe that's Jeffrey Earnhardt, who had already gone 2 laps down. He'll make it to pit road without incident. There he is, fender flapping, and is an issue with the right front down. Yes.
Shredded that right front tire.
I think that was a concern a lot of guys had with the green racetrack. 30 laps, pretty long run.
Lap 30 next time by, and as the field cycles through, NASCAR will issue the caution flag and they'll line them up and get ready for pit stops. Kevin Harvick, the leader, over Kyle Busch by 2.3 seconds. Coming to the line for 6th, Martin Truex, Clint Bowyer. And there we go. That is race director David Hoots. And Kevin Harvick had already slowed prior to the caution effect so much that William Byron was able to get back on the lead lap. before the caution waved and froze the field. Restarted 7th. He's now drifted back a little bit. 9th place, Jamie.
And he was making a move forward, but then
We were having trouble with the inside of tires when they do that, blowing the tire out. But Goodyear came up with this multi-zone tire, and it's really been a real lifesaver for everybody.
Sure has. Now, Jimmy Johnson has gone 1 lap down to the race leader, and you saw William Byron there in the picture in the 24, now 2 laps down. As second place Brad Keselowski tries to get past the 2 Hendrick cars. Wow. There's the running order for Team Hendrick, and Chad Knaus, we were talking in our meeting this morning, our Fox meeting, reminded our pit reporters that this car, this Camaro, is an infant. It's only in its 2nd race in the Cup Series. The teams are still learning about this body and about the aerodynamics and what this car wants. That's the all-new Camaro ZL1. 5-time Atlanta winner Jeff Gordon took the street version for a twirl around the 1.5 miles here.
All right, Atlanta Motor Speedway this weekend. What a track this is. This is an amazing 1.5 mile racetrack. It's wide, it's fast. Coming down the front straightaway here, double dogleg, which makes this track pretty unique. And you're gonna see some guys really paint this yellow line. Same thing down to turns 3 and 4. Really difficult skill set that it takes to get that yellow line and hit it consistently every lap. One of the most difficult pit roads to get to on the circuit here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. You're gonna get on the brakes, but you gotta be careful. The tires are gonna lock up, heavy on the brake, downshift to 3rd, downshift to 2nd, get to pit road speed without locking up the tires and without speeding down pit road.
Post that red Camaro, too fast entering.
It's easy to do.
We hope you stay with Fox after the race for a never-before-seen documentary, Billy Graham, An Extraordinary Journey. It offers a unique look into how the legendary evangelist went from a humble farmer's son to a renowned minister. It premieres tonight on Fox at 7 Eastern, following us here in Las Vegas.
We got a great Rookie of the Year battle this year. Bubba Wallace, free spirit, king of social media, against 19-year-old Jack Armstrong, the All-American boy, college student William Byron. They couldn't be more different, and yet these are 2 very talented young drivers. They're going to battle all season for Rookie of the Year.
Curious to watch the tire wear on these Goodyear tires.
Looks like you're
Yeah, I think he may have a right rear track like this. Chase Elliott going down onto the apron, making a move on his teammate William Byron, who's a lap down. 2 laps down, I believe.
And just ahead, Casey Kane. Yeah, Byron was also on that off-sequence pit cycle. Got him 2 laps down. Welcome back to Phoenix. We're getting ready to go green for stage 2. The 2018 new Camaro is on the track. Jeff Gordon took the street version around ISM Raceway.
All right, well, here we are, Phoenix, Arizona at ISM Raceway. I think that the challenging part of this racetrack that these teams are going to be dealing with, turns 1 and 2 are completely different than turns 3 and 4. Turns 1 and 2, heavy braking, very narrow entry, and then it really widens out so you can get heavy onto the throttle off of this corner. As these cars carry a lot of speed, they'll really slam down into this lower apron. That's not out of bounds, folks. You can go down there and actually make a pass. Pretty unique dogleg on the back straightaway where the car really dips into that, loads up. Now turn 3, really flat entry here. Car wants to get really light. And then this corner is much more sweeping than what we see. Oh, that was a good time to get out there on track again. I love this racetrack, and I love exactly what we were talking about, the differences from turns 3 and 4 to 1 and 2. A lot of compromise as a driver, a lot of compromise in the setup. Move them out of the way.
Payne's having a little bit of problem here and there with several different people.
Johnson cuts the dog leg to complete the pass and move up to 15.
Again for the 78.
William Byron scoots out with just 2 tires, picks up 11 spots and the front spot. So did Eric Almirola, picks up 14 positions with a 2-tire stop. There's the rest of the race off pit road. For the first time in his now 4-race Cup career, William Byron, our Xfinity champ, he is the race leader, electing the outside against Eric Almirola. They have 2 tires. All the hungry hounds behind them have 4.
Yeah, I thought that worked pretty good in the early stage of the race. Not sure that's the way to go in the latter stages. Tracks change a lot.
Already Kyle Busch going to try to take advantage of Almirola on those older tires. Tell you, those 2 tires, they take off good. Again, that heat in the left rear and the air pressure. Nice side-by-side action for the lead. But I think they're going to take off and be pretty good for a couple laps here. It's just how long before they can hold them off with those with 4 tires.
And who will emerge with the lead? Byron. Jeff, what did it feel like the first time you led a Sprint Cup race?
Well, I don't remember where it happened, but you know, getting to this level it's such an honor to be able to race against the best there is, and then when you get a chance to be out front, it sort of gives you that confidence. Yeah, I belong here.
Well, William Byron's a little bit of an outlier to today's young drivers because he didn't even start racing till age 15. He dragged his dad to Charlotte to watch the legend cars. Well, sure, cars, motorcycles, a little bit of his life. Tom Hanks, his favorite actor. 7 Truck Series wins at 16 after being a standout in the K&N Series and in Legends cars. Won the Xfinity Series title last year. Here he is behind the wheel of the now number 24 for Hendrick Motorsports, Vince.
Well, it's not unusual to see that 24 out front of a Cup race. We've seen that for years with Jeff behind the wheel, but it's almost hard to believe that William Byron, this is just his 4th Cup start. He's only 20 years old, but his feedback and his perspective and his work ethic display a maturity well beyond his 20 years. And that's the words you get from the team when you talk to him. And when you talk to him, he's not in over his head, in his opinion, as you see him being challenged by Denny Hamlin for the lead. He said, I expect to run up front because that's the caliber of team I have, as Hamlin comes side by side for the lead.
Mike, you know, that 24 number has 93 wins. You know what drivers drove that car that got those 93 wins?
Just one.
Just one. That's
standing
amazing.
Next to you.
It's pretty amazing. Yep. And then he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Hall of Famer over here. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thank you, DW. And it's cool to see William Byron doing so well today's race and battling for this lead. I mean, he's doing an excellent job with these 2 tires, holding off Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick. Valuable experience for a young driver.
Whoa! Here we go. 3 wide.
3. He is on the flat. 3 wide. 3 wide.
Nobody's going to give.
And remember, William Byron won the Xfinity race the last time he was here.
There's nobody that does more homework than William Byron when he gets ready to run these races. I tell you.
Well, he just went to score right there.
He dots his I's and crosses his T's.
Now he's got to regroup. Those are 4 tires that all went by him. Those are some of the best cars in this race today. Just regroup, get back in your rhythm, and just make clean, consistent laps.
Who's caught that pack? Look at the tail end of that pack. His teammate, Chase Elliott.
Yeah, it's such a confidence builder, Mike, to be able to run. He's a rookie. He's a young man. To be able to run with these veteran drivers and to race with them, that's a great accomplishment.
For 9th place, Brad Keselowski, William Byron.
William doing a nice job with those 2 tires.
Yeah, he's
maintaining that top 10. There's only 2 Chevrolets in the top 10. That's William Byron in the 24 and Chase Elliott up in 3rd place.
Byron led his first laps in the Cup Series today after a 2-tire stop.
For the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome and make some noise for your Grand Marshals, Thorny J. Chandrasekhar, Rabbit Eric Stolansky, Foster Paul Souter, Mac Steve Lemmy, and Farva Kevin Heffernan, the Super Troopers.
Drivers, start your engine!
I think I was pulled over by those guys on the 210 coming into the racetrack.
All these California kids that grew up on the home tracks of California. Two of the best battling right here. Placerville Speedway is Kyle Larson's home track. Mesa Marin, which has now been closed for about a decade, that's where Kevin Harvick started. And how about Rio Linda? 1/20th of a mile around, but plenty big enough for those quarter midgets.
Oh, the contact between Larson and Harvick.
Wow. Chase Elliott up to 16th. Pretty good rebound from Friday when none of the Hendrick cars got to qualify. Elliott now 16th, Bowman 15th. William Byron is in the top 10, and Jimmy Johnson currently 7th.
Now we've definitely seen Hendrick Motorsports make some improvement with speed this weekend. Seeing it right now in the race. Certainly with Jimmy Johnson also moving forward. I think they've got their short run speed really good. It looks like Jimmy's car's really loose on the exit, so they're going to have to work on what they can do to make that car last over a longer run, as Denny Hamlin has just passed him a couple laps ago for 6th.
Currently 7th.
That 24 car leading laps last week at Phoenix, he told me, he said, that really boosted my confidence. I felt like I could run with these guys. He's hanging in there pretty good
nice
right now.
There. Got a little loose down on the apron.
And the sophomore at Liberty University, he'll be back in class Tuesday. Boy, that 10th place fight is still a good one. Byron's got it for now with a lap to go in stage 2.
If he can complete this pass, I am impressed with this young man. Look at him slide and hang in the back end now.
And here comes Almirola. He wants that last point.
I think that's only good for William Byron. If the 41 and the 10 get side by side, it gives him Byron a little breathing room.
All 4 tires next to the grass for the 10 car Almirola.
Come on.
Martin Truex's spotter loves to call it. That's
Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton Hughes. Stage winner MTJ, and William Byron gets the last stage point of stage 2. And they are out first, Vince, ahead of Joey Logano.
And Kyle 78 lost quite a few spots.
And William Byron gambles with 2 tires and goes to the front. How about that?
Worked last week.
Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Racing Auto Club 400 is sponsored by Monster Energy, official sponsor of NASCAR.
The 2018 Toyota Camry XSE leads the field out of turn 4. They will restart with Casey Kane, the race leader, who did not stop under this caution, and William Byron, who went from 13th to the lead by taking only 2 tires. Here we go.
Tighten up those seatbelts, fellas. Yeah.
Logano shooting up through the middle to 3rd. Kyle Busch to the inside on Byron.
Yeah, I think that position down low on the apron is going to be the preferred line for Kyle Busch.
Yes, if you have 4 fresh tires, you can do that.
Yeah, 2 tires were questionable, 4 tires were out of the question.
Wow, what a run by the 2 of Keselowski. He saw the 22 of Logano sliding up the racetrack, but he had the momentum.
You got to love the spirit of that 24 bunch. I mean, he's hanging right there with Kyle Busch. Those 2 tires aren't terrible.
No, and he impressed me last week when they took 2 tires in Phoenix, how well he held on. A little bit different situation here. 4 tires mean a lot here.
But I love what he told me, Jeff. He said that really gave me a lot of confidence, because I realized I can get up, I can hang with these guys, and he's hanging with them.
Remember, all 4 Hendrick cars and a lot of others started in the back today because they did not get through inspection and make a qualifying lap. And here's where those cars that started out back are running now.
Boy, we almost saw some contact between Truex and Logano down the front straightaway.
First car 1 lap down is Elliott. His teammate William Byron is the last car on the lead lap. Remember, he got up to the front row on the restart with a 2-tire change, but then had to come in earlier for his green flag stop. 12 laps to go. Only 1 car out of the race. Trevor Bayne hit the wall at lap 109 and went to the garage.
Mike William Byron's crew chief, Darian Grubb. You folks may remember Darian Grubb. He was Tony Stewart's crew chief when Tony won the championship a few years ago. So very experienced, very smart guy. This little team's getting a little bit better every week.
Here's the 8th place race. Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Blaney.
Really impressive, Ryan Blaney. He saved the car, really. I mean, he almost had it in the wall earlier today, had some damage, got a lap down. You know, the Penske team, they really struggled in Phoenix. We talked about it in our pre-race, about a bit of a hangover from that race, but they're definitely rebounding today.
Yeah, they got 3 cars in the top 10, the Penske cars, the Fords. That's pretty good showing for those guys.
4th, 5th, and 8th. Chris Buescher had a lot of smoke coming down pit road. Not sure if he locked a breakup coming in or something more dire with 10 laps to go.
Lockup.
Snow on the road means a lot of slip sliding around.
Well, I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town. My job is a small town, but that's little opportunity.
Martinsville may be a small city with a short track, but today, big time auto racing in South Central Virginia. Let's go down to the frozen tundra of Pit Road and Jamie Little.
Well, Mike, it snowed 4 to 6 inches on this racetrack and around it. Here's some of the remnants. But NASCAR and the track, they had a plan. They came with it on Saturday. They worked tireless hours throughout the night. They even went as far as pulling up the safer barrier throughout the track to blow out that snow. So today, we don't have problems with weepers or water on the track. But the snow, it wasn't all about work. Some had fun, right, Matt Yoakum?
And JB, that's absolutely right. When you look at some people here on pit road, certainly planners, and that's where Rodney Childers falls into that category. He saw the forecast, a father-son weekend for son Brody. They brought along the sled and winter clothes, and Brody spent much of Sunday sledding around the hills here at the Martinsville Speedway. Now, a number of people got the call around 7:30, turned around and went back home. Lee Cunningham, a changer on the 78, he was able to sneak back into his house and make breakfast for his wife and kids to surprise them. So the fun meter certainly pegged by everyone up and down pit lane.
Still a bit of snow on the north-facing slopes around Martinsville Speedway here in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. But snow matter no more. And that's the end of the snow jokes for today, because we are ready to go racing. Hardy fans indeed. They had a lot of fun in the snow. So did our drivers and their crews that stayed around. One of them even drove the snowplow around the track for a bit on Saturday night here.
Meanwhile, the 2-car, he likes to focus on the center turn. Right now, though, Logano says his car needs a little bit more help rotating through the center of the corner, a little tight at this juncture.
Teammates battling here. Chase Elliott, William Byron, just in front of Trevor Bayne and Chris Buescher.
You know, I think back to when I drove this 88 car here at Martinsville, and last year I spent some time with Alex Bowman, as he was also filling in for Dale Jr. back in 16. And one of the things that Alex does so well is drive the simulator. He was the designated simulator driver for Chevrolet before he took over this ride. And I went to the simulator and we made laps together here at Martinsville. I'm telling you, I don't know anybody makes as fast a lap times on the simulator as Alex Bowman does.
Well, Let's hear Alex's thoughts on racing Jeff Gordon on the simulator.
I think the biggest difference between the simulator and the real Martinsville is the fact that it actually hurts when you hit the wall here. You know, you can get away with a lot in the simulator that you can't get away with at the real racetrack. A little over a year ago, ran head-to-head with Jeff Gordon in the simulator here, and went a little bit faster than him, but that was my job at the time, was to go faster than him. So I was just fighting for job security there.
Welcome back to Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series racing for Martinsville. 207 of 500 laps complete, 1,000 corners is the battle here today. And Ryan Blaney here in stage 2, working traffic but holding a strong lead. Michael's up there in the spotter stand. We've got some spotter audio on Kyle Busch from Tony Hirschman III.
You want lap times here or no? 07. That makes me feel better. I'd hate to be the one doing all the work. Makes me feel like I'm doing some 21, 24. At least I got you out of your office on a Monday.
Start at the tail end and has not been able to rebound. There's Almirola. And just in front of him, William Byron. And this rookie has really impressed me today. About 10 laps ago, he was battling Ryan Newman and Eric Jones for the free pass spot. And Jamie, what impresses me about Byron today, he's never run a 500 lap race, and here he is running well.
He is such an extremely quick learner. I talked to Darian Grubb, his crew chief, this morning, and he said he has been in that simulator so much, and some of the things that he learned are braking points, feathering that brake and throttle. And he said, and would you know, he got in the car for the first practice on Saturday, and he just had this comfort level automatically. He also spent an hour talking to Jimmy Johnson about his feedback on this place and what to do. And he also, Darian said, there are 3 goals today: be clean in and off of pit road, be aggressive on restarts, and maintain track position. Check to all 3.
I'd say so. He's in 19th place. Clint Boyer with a 1-second lead over Kyle Busch. It is 5 p.m. Monday Eastern Time. If you're just getting home, yes, this is live from Martinsville, Virginia, because Saturday night and Sunday morning, this was Winter Wonderland. Teams gave it a brave effort, and they got the track surface almost dry. But everything else here in Martinsville, Virginia, snowbound with 5 to 6 inches of the white stuff. It's mostly all gone now, and a beautiful day for racing with 54 laps to go. Clint Boyer, the first of 16 cars on the lead lap. Sounded like snow globe music, didn't it? 7 leaders, 12 lead changes, only 4 caution flags, just one of which was for contact. Austin Dillon into Jamie McMurray at lap 384.
And Mike, here on Saturday night and Sunday is all about the snowman. Today it's all about the wheelman. I'm trying to help you out here, brother.
You're doing just fine. Thank you. Thank you.
All your snow stuff, and you know, I thought I'd help you.
I had a flashback. Snowman was Jerry Reed's character.
It was. He's bound and down.
Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah.
By the way, that snow that was up on the hill earlier, it's all gone.
Gone.
There's no snow anywhere.
Want to thank our Fox technical group, especially for the weekend and Monday they've put in.
And William Byron, another one of the drivers who will be starting in the back. This is the 3rd time he's starting in the back on Sunday. But you guys, it was an engine change. What exactly happened in practice yesterday?
Yeah, we just kind of had an oil pressure issue. We lost oil pressure pretty much the same place on the racetrack twice. So just decided to kind of switch over engines, make sure we could have something that we know is going to run well. So I got plenty of horsepower in this car, which is good. I feel like we've got some good speed, and you know, I'm pretty used to starting in the back now. This is the 3rd time, so kind of know what to do, and hopefully we can use some of that to our advantage tomorrow.
Well, it was interesting in qualifying yesterday. You actually just used it as a little test session. What did you take away from that?
Yeah, really, we just just made some race runs. We made 3 or 4 laps. The tires don't matter a ton here just because of the fresh asphalt, so you just kind of make a few race laps and try to see where our balance was. Felt like it helped us kind of know where we needed to be, and obviously it was really slow compared to everyone in Q trim, but our car seems to have some speed this week, so that's exciting. Gets everybody pumped up to be at the racetrack, and that just makes it fun.
Now, Eddie Gossage is the track promoter here, and he's very creative. So this week when we got to the track, there's these big signs, billboards, new kids on the track, having some fun with the young guys. What do you think when you see things like that?
It's a trip. I mean, they do everything is bigger in Texas, and especially at this racetrack. It drove in on Thursday night, and they're playing a movie on the big screen, and it's cool to see kind of the new initiative, but you got to go out there and win. The old guys are kind of stomping us right now, but you know, Blaney's doing really good, and hopefully we can get our car up there and be able to race with him. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's been a lot of fun the last couple weeks.
So back to business. Tomorrow starting in the back. What is on your mind? When you're starting back there, obviously you want to get up front, but there's other things you're thinking about.
Yeah, you got to make sure you can't get lapped the first run. That first run, if you do get a lap down, it's really hard to get that back. So you want to make sure the first run will be the most intense run of the race, really, if you're starting towards the back. So just got to make sure you can make quick work with some of those guys and get yourself to maybe top 15 or so, and then settle in there and see where your car is. But I feel like we've got really good speed. We're 3rd in first practice, so hopefully that continues in the race.
All right, William Byron making just his 7th Cup start on Sunday, Mike.
Thanks, Jamie.